You're developing a game, hoping for success, but for some reason, no one is downloading it. So what's working here and what's killing the project? Let's break it down in a few minutes. Timer has started. We're looking at coin tappers. Anton, quickly tell us what's going on with the mechanics and so on.
Well, it's an incremental tapper, and the main problem right now is the player onboarding. That is, you need to define the sequence of in-game actions that the developer wants the player to take and directly guide the player about this in the interface. There are a lot of activities in the game: tapping, minting, upgrades, and opening crypto eggs. The main menu is as complicated as a trading platform. All of this should be simplified and organized into a more structured way of presenting content.
Thank you. Now I'll spend a couple of minutes talking about monetization. There are two main formats used here: rewards and the purchase of hard currency. In my mind, if we're talking about idle games, and this is after all an incremental idle game specifically, we're missing a significant opportunity to generate additional revenue from interstitial ads, truly. To use interstitials, you obviously need to clearly define the non-paying cohort and specifically target them. It may be necessary to target them with both interstitials and banners. Currently, there is a very high percentage of paying users. This needs to be tested through A/B testing. Another thing I didn't see is a starter pack at all. Well, that's something that should be in every game, with a high share of monetization. Now I'll pass it to Zoriana for marketing.
Well, hello everyone. I'm glad to see you at our next review. If you've made a game and you want to advertise it to others, then remember to learn from others' mistakes, not your own. So make sure to pay attention to the channels where you start your user acquisition. Facebook might work for you. We've had some pretty good results there, honestly. Next, pay attention to the networks you choose, especially the publisher. Now about creatives. Be sure to pay attention to your creatives. There are a few hits I've seen from our competitors. But be careful, because with creatives, you might sometimes run into situations where you get blocked. And the blocks won't be for nothing because the game has coins, and at first glance it might seem like you can actually earn real money, not just play a game. So be careful and good luck to you.
Dima, now it's your turn to talk about the big mistakes. What can be fixed here? What did we tell them about fixing? Let's go.
Coin Tapper is a mix of a clicker, a geolocation, and a collection game. Basically, it's the illegitimate child of Cookie Clicker and Pokemon Go. So what do we have? What is the game about? The main task for the player is to tap on Cryptonix, which are the so-called local Pokemon. At each stage, the main currency, gold, is earned. All the resources you earn are spent on upgrading these very Cryptonix and increasing both your active and passive income through other abilities, which I'll talk about a bit later. Monsters are obtained in the geolocation part. There is also an incubator mechanic present in the game. With this mechanic, we use eggs that are either found or bought in the shop, and after some time they hatch, giving us a monster. But the main focus is that monsters should primarily be obtained on the map. Another interesting element of the game is monster merchandise. That is, we take monsters of the same type, merge them, and get higher grade monsters to earn not only soft but also hard currency. The game has issues with first day retention rate. Generally, there is a question regarding FTUE, so these aspects need to be addressed first and foremost. It should be noted that over the long term, the game overall performs quite well and has decent retention. The game also has good engagement and session length per user. Regarding FTUE, the game has a tutorial. Firstly, it's hard to even call it a tutorial. Secondly, it doesn't explain even half of the mechanics I mentioned earlier. In other words, the game currently lacks a clear sequence of actions, and the player can't piece things together in their mind, so this aspect needs a lot of serious work. The game does have some retention elements like daily and weekly tasks, but unfortunately, at the moment they're implemented in such a way that it's not really clear when you can participate in them, how you can participate, and so on. Also, at the moment, the game doesn't have any real retention elements. There are no daily tasks or extra weekly ones. The game has daily rewards. You receive rewards for logging in, but unfortunately it's hidden so deep and far away that not every player will find this mechanic, and not everyone will actually use it. It should be moved somewhere more visible, and notifiers should be added. There's also a mechanic in the game called stickers. Basically, these are temporary or permanent bonuses that are given to a particular cryptonix. Unfortunately, at the moment, the game currently doesn't have any tutorial elements that explain how these stickers work or what they do. The visual aspect of the stickers leaves much to be desired. That's all. Thank you.
So, is this game a sleeping giant or a failed experiment? What do you think? Comment your thoughts. I'll pick the next game to review.